1,203 score days, 1,260 days, 3.5 years, the exact length of a high school career. I want you to look at this court. What if Revelation 11 is not back then? What if it's now? What if sackcloth is what we today call a hoodie? And what if prophesy is what we today call telling the truth about the empire while the empire is still watching? Sight and voice. Tonight I want to read Revelation 11 with you. Not the way your pastor read it, the way the universe is reading it. Through a basketball court. Through two kids who don't yet know what they are. I'm going to show you what each gift is, how the pairing works, and the moment I think they figure it out, that the books are still circling. So lock in. Revelation 11, verses 3 through 12. Two witnesses. They prophesy for 1,260 days. They are clothed in sackcloth. They are given power. The book says, and this is where most pastors stop reading, if anyone tries to hurt them, fire comes out of their mouth and consumes their enemies. They can shut up the sky so it doesn't rain. They can turn water into blood. They can strike the earth with every kind of plague as often as they want. Then, after the 1,260 days are over, a beast comes up out of the bottomless pit. It makes war against them. It overcomes them. It kills them. Their bodies lie in the street of the great city for 3.5 days. The people who hate them celebrate. They send each other gifts because the witnesses are finally dead. And then, after 3.5 days, the breath of life from God enters them, and they stand up. And a great voice from heaven says to them, "Come up here," and they go up. That's the source text. Now I'm going to tell you how the Poema Universe took that passage and walked it. Same two witnesses, different sackcloth, same prophecy, different city. The 1,260 days is not a calendar in this universe. It is a window. It is the window during which the two witnesses do what they were born to do, and after which the lesser light gets to strike back. The window is open right now. The book is in it. The channel is in it. You are in it. And here are the two witnesses you didn't know were already here. Hamza, sight. Serv, voice. We're going to look at each one. Then we're going to look at what they do together. Let me tell you what sight is. Because most people hear, she sees the future, and they think, crystal ball, tarot, movie psychic. Sight in Poema Universe is not that. Sight is the ability to feel what is already in motion before it lands. Hamza doesn't see far. She doesn't see decades. She sees what's about to happen because she can feel the trajectory of the people around her, the way a current pulls before the river turns. She sees the fight before the fight starts. She sees the lie before the lie is told. She sees the kid about to fall before he trips. And the gift costs her. When she uses sight hard, when she pulls multiple futures at once, it drains her. Headache, nausea, days she can barely lift her head from the pillow. The book hasn't fully spelled out the mechanics yet. The channel can theorize. My best guess, sight is not free. Sight is the ancestors lending her something that doesn't fully belong to her. She has to give it back. The cost is the giving back. And here is the part that lives in me as her father. She saw Serv before she ever met him. She watched him for weeks. She knew his notebook before she ever saw his face. She knew which hallway he'd be in. She knew the day champion would throw him the ball. She didn't tell anyone. She just waited. And on the day champion brought him to the court, she was already there. That's not crystal ball. That's profit. Now Serv. Voice is not what most people think either. Voice is not shouting. Voice is not the megaphone. Voice is not the influencer. Voice in Poema Universe is language that lands so hard the empire can't pretend it didn't hear. And it doesn't start at the mouth. It starts at pen and pad. Pen and pad is Serv's primary technique. Episode 2, we framed it as discipline. Tonight, I want to frame it as prophecy, because what Serv writes in that notebook is not journaling. It is not poetry he's planning to perform. It is the universe downloading something into him that nobody else is willing to carry. He writes the bars before he knows the bars matter. He writes the line that will eventually destroy an empire before he knows the empire is listening. Now hold this with me. Remember from last episode, the boy refused the deep secrets at Thyatira Forge. He walked away from the inside of the empire that was offering him power. What you give back when you walk away from that empire is the ability to be bought. Voice in Poema Universe is the gift of the person who can no longer be bought. The lesser light cannot pay him off because he already walked away from the price. That's why he gets the gift. When Serv speaks, which is almost never, people remember it. Mamba mentality is the discipline that loads the gift. Pen and pad is where it stores. The mouth is just where it finally fires. That's voice. So now the part that locks the whole episode. What does the pairing do? Sight without voice is a prophet nobody hears. The vision lands inside her and dies there. Voice without sight is a witness with no target. The bars are perfect. They land on no one. Together, and this is what Revelation 11 is actually saying, the universe wakes up. She sees what is coming. He says what he saw. The empire that was hiding gets exposed. The lie that the people couldn't name gets named. The vision that would have died in her mouth becomes the bar that lives in his. That is what the source text means by prophesy. That is what they were given power for. The book hasn't told us yet. The channel can theorize. My best guess is that it isn't a single moment. It's gradual. The ancestors reveal it slowly. Through coincidence, through repetition, through the prophetic blood doing its quiet work backward through the family line. And here's something I have not said out loud anywhere else. I have my own déjà vu around my daughter. Moments where I look at her, at breakfast, in the car, brushing her teeth, and I feel like I have known her before. Not before she was born, before. Like in another version of this prophecy, I was already watching her walk into something. I don't tell her. I haven't told her mother. I'm telling you because you and I are in this together for a while. So when Hamza and Serv have déjà vu with each other, like they did the day Champion brought him onto the court, I don't think it's a coincidence. I think the ancestors are doing the same thing to all three of us at the same time. I think this whole prophecy is being remembered into existence. When they figure out what they are, when they see themselves in Revelation 11, the book will show us. It hasn't yet, but the universe knows, and the universe is patient. Next episode, we go to the person this whole prophecy is being built around. My grandmother. Hamza's great-grandmother. The reason Schema exists. She is not the villain. She is the rescue. Subscribe. The next drop is already coming. They don't know yet, but the universe does, and the universe is patient.